The Predator is back, but is he better than ever? Find out after this. What's up, guys? My name is Alec, Garza. Today we're going to be reviewing The Predator. The Predator is directed by Shane Black, who starred in the original, and I'm a big fan of his work, especially Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's a underexposed favorite of mine that I think a lot of people should watch. He also directed Iron Man 3, and he wrote Lethal Weapon. So this guy has a good filmography on his belt. So when they announced that he was going to be the director of this movie, I was like, holy shit, this could be good. At first I was like, we don't really need another Predator film, but I'm down. And then I saw that Shane Black was directing, so I was like, oh, I'm even more down. But unfortunately, Shane Black wasn't enough to redeem this franchise. The Predator franchise has been a mediocre one, excluding the first one. The first one was just a masterpiece in its own right, and if it came out today, I think it would be very successful and would kick ass. The second one was pretty cool. I enjoyed some of it. There's some stuff that I think is just stupid, like the world and how everybody had a gun on the train. I also really enjoyed the first AVP. I know some people bash on it, but like, I don't know what else you would want from a Predator film. Like, that is awesome. A Predator versus aliens, like, that is sick. And there were some sick kills, there were some sick battles in that movie, and I really enjoyed it. It was a crowd pleaser, I thought. I actually liked that he teams up with that girl at the end because, like, I don't know, they just real recognize real respect, you know? And if they would have just ended AVP with that and not made a sequel where the alien jumps out of the Predator, like, that would have been cool. Like, it would have been like, oh, what if? Like, what would have happened, you know? But instead, we got Alien versus Predator Requiem, which was trash. Like, that is garbage. It is dark, just disgusting for no reason, just completely bonkers, and I wish they never made that film. After that, they made Predators, and Predators was pretty cool. There was a blood feud kind of thing going on with Predators, and it was set on a different world than Earth, which was really interesting. My only gripe with the film is that there's a super predator and there's a regular predator. I hate super predators. I hate this idea. I know it's in the lore, but just because it's in the lore doesn't mean like I have to like it. Like, I just don't like that idea. I think the predator is the ultimate hunter. Why does there have to be a better predator or a even bigger, badder predator? And that's one of my problems with this movie, but we'll get into that later. Now, right off the bat, I'm gonna give this film a 6 out of 10. You know, and I'll explain why. But at first, let me just tell you some of the things I really liked about the movie. There's a lot of great chemistry between the actors. There's a lot of humor. I was laughing a lot in this movie, which I did not expect. The Predators are badass. Like, well, the main Predator, I think he's badass. The Ultimate Predator, he's badass too, but like, I will get into why I don't care about the Ultimate Predator later. The acting was great. That's really it. There's really nothing else to talk about. Like, it just got cool action, it's got some good jokes, and that's really it. There's no epic storyline, there's no like revelation, there's nothing like new to the Predator franchise that really stood out to me or that made me feel like this is a banking franchise that they need to make another one. I think they should just chill with the Predator franchise. All right, let's just give it some time to breathe and come back to it later, because there's really nothing else you can do. Like, unless they made another AVP film somehow, I don't know how, like, that would be really cool. Or like, you know, go into the Predator's world and kind of focus on that. That would be cool, because if you're gonna watch a Predator film, you're not really caring about the human characters. You're really more in it for the Predator, to see the Predator kill the human characters or see the Predator be badass. That's the main reason I think a lot of people watch the Predator films, and that's the main reason why I watch the Predator films. But surprisingly, this movie's characters are funny and interesting and entertaining, so I give it points for that. However, everything else is just like, they could have done so much more with this film, and I'm kind of disappointed. The third act is very rushed and very badly edited and very poorly filmed and just not written the best way. There's so many things that they could have done that they hint at, and then they just cut it off, and I'm like, what? So it's kind of disappointing. It's still a fun time, like, you know, if you just want to go and escape and just see some cool kills and shit, like, yeah, go watch it. It's pretty fun, but it's not something you have to see. Like, if you don't see it, you're not missing out on anything. So with that being said, now I'm going to move into spoiler territory and just talk about what I liked and disliked about the film specifically. So if you want to watch it or you haven't seen it, please stop watching now if you don't want it to be spoiled. If you don't care, keep on watching. So one thing I liked was when the original Predator escapes from the lab and he gets a fucking gun and he just like sprays all these people. I was like, yo, that's dope. Like, the Predator's a badass. Anything with the original Predator, I loved. I thought he was kick-ass. I also really like Keegan-Michael Key's performance in this movie. He's from Key and Peele, and he was just hilarious, as well as Thomas Jane's character. He has Tourette's, and I just thought it was hilarious how they interacted together. I wanted to see a whole movie of just those two guys. I also like when they die, they look into each other's eyes, and it's like really like funny. Like, I don't know, I thought it was hilarious. I didn't think it was supposed to be dramatic and like sad. I thought they were going for comic relief there, and if they were, it worked for me, so I liked it. But that's pretty much all I really like about the film. I dislike the Ultimate Predator. I think it's so stupid that there's an Ultimate Predator. Like, it doesn't make any sense why these are the ultimate hunters, the Predator, the original ones, and then you have these subgroup, this elite Predator, and it's just like, well, what the fuck is the point of that? I believe in fair fights. You know, you have a heavyweight division for a reason. With heavyweights, you don't put a lightweight versus a heavyweight. It's not a fair fight. It's not fun to watch that fight. And the Ultimate Predator just smashes the original Predator's face in, like, with one punch, and their fight is done. And it's just kind of confusing, because if the original Predator knows that this is the Ultimate Predator and sees how big this guy is, why did he try to fight this dude when he knew he would lose? Like, why didn't he run away? Or why did they write it that way? If they would have wrote that the original Predator, you know, fights him, he loses, and then has to team up with the humans to fight him, that would have been very more interesting. But they didn't do that. He just gets killed, and it's just like, well, why didn't he just run? What was the point of that? So now the main villain is the Ultimate Predator. You don't really get any background on him. You know, the whole DNA mutation, they're evolving, they're taking other people's DNAs, like, whatever. Like, that's cool. I mean, but I feel like we've already been kind of knowing that. Like, they take technology from other worlds. Of course, they're going to take DNA, I would think, you know, the best genes from each species. But whatever. I digress. The Ultimate Predator gets blown up. Not blown up. Kind of blown up, almost dead, and then the guy's like, what are you, like, what do you want? He asks him a question, and the Predator's about to talk, and he says, bam, 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 shoots him in the face. It's like, I don't give a fuck. And when I saw that, I was just like, well, that's just lazy writing. Deadpool reference. And that's just my ultimate gripe. The first half is really well done in this film. I think they were on the right path, and then as soon as the Ultimate Predator lands and starts doing his shit, it kind of goes to hell. Also, my other biggest gripe with this film is the plot and the reasoning for the original Predator, as like leaving their planet and landing on Earth. It's stupid as shit. He has something that's gonna help the humans battle the Predators, make it a fair fight, but we don't know what it is until the very end. And the Predator before that, though, is just killing motherfuckers, like killing humans left and right, just killing everyone that he sees. And at the very end, you find out that he was there to drop off this suit that makes a human into like a Predator, like robot Predator thingy, prototype, where the fuck it is. And, you know, he looks badass, like he looks like he'll wreck some shit, but it makes no sense why this original Predator is coming to Earth to help us, but he ends up killing like 20 people. Doesn't make any sense. And then it ends with the main character saying like, oh, that's my suit. And it's like, oh, really, is it? And that's how it ends. And it's like, okay, I don't really see a sequel in the making to this film. But hey, we'll see what happens. So all in all, I give the Predator a 6 out of 10. It's not a waste of time. It is enjoyable, but it could have been a lot better. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all next Wednesday.